Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to leave. This is sliding. Hi, you guys. Welcome to this week's reading vlog. My dog is very eager to go on a walk. Come here. Come on up here. Okay, that was really hard to pick him up. I got him though. Here's Simon. There's the wonder dog. Okay, my hair is herring. But I just want to get this reading vlog started. If you're new here, hi, my name is Hannah. This is my dog, Simon. I love making reading videos. If you're not new here, then welcome back. Sorry, I'm sitting in a weird spot. Basically, what's going to happen is that this week I wanted to kind of get more of my library books off my list so I can return them. Good morning. That was a good yawn. There's a good yawn. I want to get some of my library books done, and I also want to finish either some series, my book club book, or just books that I'm in the middle of. So that's what this big stack over here is for. And so these are the books I'm hoping to get through in this reading vlog this week. That's a lot of content, but a decent number of these are YA, or I just feel like they're short, or I just kind of go through them quickly in general. So first book that we're working with is An Ember in the Ashes. And so this book follows a girl whose brother gets taken into custody by the Empire, and kind of her journey to become a spy in the Empire in order to help the rebels so that they will help her get her brother back. I love the cover. Like, I love how that lion, tiger, panther, cat, large cat, just like glows in now. I did start this. I'm like just a little, I just finished part 1, which is about at like the 100-page mark. So I'm just a little over 100 pages into this. I'm really loving it so far. We also follow another character. I'm not going to pronounce the name right, but basically he was someone that was going to desert the Empire, even though he's being trained to be a soldier in the Empire. But he decides not to desert, and you find out why. So that's where I'm at in this book. We're following those two characters. It's kind of a dual POV. That's the first book I want to read. And then the next one I want to get into after I'm doing that is Tokyo Station. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but basically it's just like a ghost who is forced to kind of haunt this park, or like he's not able to pass on in his afterlife. And so he's experiencing like politics, society, people, and all through just being around this park over many, many years, and kind of his take on what happened to him in life and what's going on currently. So this one's pretty short, but those two are like my priority reads for today. I'm about to take Simon on a walk, and I do have An Ember in the Ashes on audiobook. So I think I'm going to listen to a couple chapters of that as we're on our walk. So check back with you in a little bit with an update on An Ember in the Ashes. Okay, I feel like I said, Simon, go bring your toy. I feel like I said I wasn't going to do an update until I was done with An Ember in the Ashes, but you better believe I'm like 75% through this. 80%? Can you see my bookmark? That's how much I've left. Ow! You demon dog. Kisses, no bites, kisses. Kisses, that hurt. Bit my finger. Simon bit my finger. So yeah, I think I said I wasn't going to do this until I was done, but let me tell you, I am gripped by this book. And the thing is that probably around like the 40% mark, I was like, okay, this is gonna be 3.5 for me. And I hate it when I don't know if you ever get this, but I hate it when in the middle of reading I'm like, I know what this rating is gonna be. But let me tell you, it turned a corner. And tell me how I got invested in these characters. Not only did I get invested in these characters, I think what happened to me is that there's like 2 side characters that I'm all of a sudden really invested in for no apparent reason. Like, I don't think anyone wants to, like, they're not the main part of the plot point. They aren't really doing much to further the plot. One did just something crazy that I'm like, hello? Are we all just kind of nonchalant about this lady? This is all very vague because I don't want to give any spoilers, but I'm just saying that I'm loving it, and I'm interested to see how these last couple pages hit me. I think I'm gonna be done for tonight unless I put the audiobook in like as I'm like laying down, which might actually be really fun because the plot just picked up. Anyway, we'll see. I don't know, but next time I see you, it will in fact be me giving this book a review. Okay, but I'm loving it more than I thought I would, so that's exciting. Alrighty, it's the next morning. I did in fact stay up late. Oh my gosh, jump scare. I've been working on my computer, and like yesterday's slick back has remained and I look gross as all get out. But I'll also say I've been working all morning and I could not stop reading An Ember in the Ashes. And oh my gosh, I can't give spoilers, but like I didn't see it ending the way it ended, but I ate it up and left no crumbs. Like there were things I could predict. I'm not gonna lie. There's things that I was predicting along the way where I was like, I'm not gonna get sad about this because, you know, or it's like, I'm not gonna get nervous about this because, you know, and I was right. So that was nice. But then there were also things that like I was like, wait, that person, what? That person, whoa. And like things connected dots. And so I wasn't expecting that, but that was a lot of vagueness, I know. But I really liked this book. So I gave this book 4 stars. Yay! I love it so much. And at my library, they have the other 3 books. I think though that this is going to be a series I like, and I think I've talked about it. I really love the spines of these, so I'm going to purchase the book. Not as trophies, I hate to say that, but I do tend to purchase more series that I like. Like if I read the first book and I really like it, then I'll buy the rest of the series just to have it on my shelf as like a unit, because I like that. So I don't own a lot of one-off books unless it's like my book of the month, in which case I have a lot of those, but otherwise, I mostly collect series. You didn't ask, you didn't say. One thing I will just say about this though too is like Elias and Leia, like Laia is how they pronounce it in the audiobook. But those two are just, I'm loving the character development, especially Laia. Like where she started to where she ends up in this book, I think is just like a truly well-developed character. You can see her evolving in very tangible ways, I think. And I really admire that about a character. Like it's not 0 to 100, I'm a badass. It's like very breadcrumby. You're like seeing her character evolve and grow. And same with like Elias. I like that he's always felt convicted. He's always felt these things. But it wasn't until he encountered certain other characters that really gave him strength and like clarity of mind. Because I think that he was struggling to know himself. He knew what he wasn't, but he didn't know who he was. And then you find him like slowly figuring out like who he actually just is and leaning on that, learning more. And I think both characters kind of do that. And so that's what I loved most about this book. 4 stars. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to pick up the next book in the series. I'm not going to do it in this reading vlog, but I'm going to do it shortly after. Next, we've got this book, which is Tokyo Yuno Station. It's really short. I should be able to just knock it out. I did start reading it in between work projects and I'm like 20 pages in and it's only 180 pages long. So we'll definitely knock this out before the afternoon. And then I don't know what I will be doing. So I'll check back with you when I'm a little further along. Okay? Love you. Okay, I don't know how or when this became my new update spot, but I kind of live for it. And little baby Simon is right there. Cute. Iconic. Also, so sorry, I have like lipstick on but no other makeup on because I got a new lip gloss today and I couldn't tell if it was more orange or brown. You don't care, but I was basically testing it before I like shower and do like my whole makeup for the day. So just ignore the fact that I have lipstick on and nothing else, even though it's super weird. This is a book update. Tee-hee-hee. I finished Tokyo Yuno Station. I gave this book 3 stars. Yay. I really liked it. However, I don't think it was telling me anything profound, which is terrible. I really thought that this book was going to have like several underlinable quotes, amazing moments where I was like, oh, this is giving me a new outlook on life or making me understand like this character's outlook on life. But genuinely, it's just like, oh, he's a ghost. He is dead. We're waiting to figure out how he died for a good portion of the book. And then when you find out, you're like, okay. And then like every bad thing that's ever happened to this man is what we're uncovering. And then you're kind of getting commentary on like politics and what's going on in like the empire and socially there, but also kind of not. So it kind of flopped for me. And then the last 5 pages, unnecessary. Anyone who's read this, you understand where I'm coming from. They didn't have to do that. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, it contained content about a wiener dog. I own a wiener dog, so I just didn't appreciate it. But 3 stars, still really good. Good writing, clearly. Really good visuals. It just wasn't doing anything special for me, so. Book number 2, done. The next book we are going to be reading is Firefly Lane by Kristin Hannah. I am a portion of the way into this, about 180 pages. If you aren't familiar, Kristin Hannah writes a lot of historical fiction, but this is a little, not one of her older books, because she's been writing books for many, many years, but this book came out probably like a decade ago, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to tell you, but this is a duology, so there's 2 books to this one, and this is book 1 of that duology. I've read The Nightingale by her, I've read Four Winds by her, and something else by her, and it's escaping my mind, but I really like her. She was like one of my top new authors last year that I tried out. So this book is about 2 best friends, Kate and Tully. They basically come from completely different backgrounds. They are completely different people, but somehow they have found each other as lifelong kindred spirits. So we're just kind of growing up from like young childhood, teens, teenagers, young adulthood, and now entering just like full-on adulthood with these 2, and just seeing how different they've become, but how hard they've clung on to their friendship and relied on it. It's a super interesting read so far, 180, but it like flies. So I'm hoping to finish this book by the end of this vlog. I'm really enjoying it so far. I can't tell you what I'm gonna rate it, but I really love how Kristin Hannah writes female friendships, and like found friendships especially is like her specialty. Like I love when opposites become friends and we see how that plays out. Kristin Hannah does it like no one else. So I'm enjoying this. I will check back when I'm further along in this book. Okay, love you. Okay, I know everyone's moved on to like Jellycats, and don't get me wrong, I think Jellycats are adorable, but I'm here back in 2019 with my Squishmallows, and you can't tell me otherwise. I think I'm even sitting on one. I've got Lionel and Safarabi, and they're my best friends. Anyway, I'm here for a little book update. Also, my shirt is driving me nuts. Can you tell I'm neurodivergent? Because I can. Updating you, Firefly Lane. Let's see. I'm on page 316, and there are no spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. 479, so I have about 160 pages left. I sat down to read a couple chapters, and then here I was like 150 pages later. I cannot put this down, and the emotional hold that Kate has on me in this book, I don't know what it is, and like I totally can feel for both Tully and Kate, but I'm definitely more of a Kate, and I really love how Kristin Hannah writes her characters, because she does tend to write girl friends or sisters or just 2 protagonists that are so vastly different but complement each other so well, and I don't know how she does it, but I'm dying over here. I need to know what happens, and I have some predictions for the end of this, but some of that is skewed because I did watch the Netflix show season 1. There's only 1 season, and I don't know if it just covers the first book or if it kind of goes back and forth based on how this one's written. This one's written in like chronological timeline, like it isn't jumping back from the past and the present. Is that right? The past and the present. Yeah, it doesn't jump back and forth. So I have this gut feeling that I know more than beyond this book, unfortunately. But don't remember everything, and I'm really enjoying this so far, like so much. And I just had to say that. I don't want to jinx it, but it might be a 5-star for me. Don't want to jinx it, so we're holding out hope. I don't know that I've had a 5-star book this year. Am I wrong? I'm like 90% sure that I haven't. I've been in such like a reading slump where I've had so many 3.5, and I've even had a couple 4 stars, but no 5-star books. So I'm really holding out hope. I'm holding out hope that this is a 5-star read. I need this, please. Okay, check back tomorrow. Oh my gosh, that's the sun directly shining on you. You glorious little nugget, you. I can't be doing this. 5 stars. 5 stars. And I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning finishing it. I sat down. I get weird about pages, and maybe more when I read my Kindle, but I get really weird when I'm like, oh, I know the book ends at like 480 and I'm at 350, so I have to get to that page number but 100 away. Like I want it to be like a good number so that I can genuinely say like I have 800 pages left, like 100 pages left. So I fell into a trap, and I sent a picture to my best friend of this book in a pile of tissues, and she was like, Kristin Hannah, that's a tough bedtime read. Yeah, it was. My eyes, literally, I'm not exaggerating, they're like puffy and swollen shut. I don't know, but 5 stars, you guys. 5 stars. It's nothing like the show. I'll tell you that. It's nothing like the show, and I wasn't ready, and I thought I knew what was going on, and I didn't know a dang thing. I knew nothing going on, and I have so many thoughts. Again, the way she writes women, and then the author's post note, you gotta read the author's post note, because she like never leaves post notes, she says, for her books, but she left one for this one. She left one for this one. The way she writes mother-daughter relationships, the way she writes female friendships, the way she just addresses life through so many completely different characters, but there's an element to their stories that connect them and resonate with them. Like, I just can't even begin. I can't even begin to talk about the way I love this book. 5 stars. 5 absolute stars. And I think my first 5-star of the year. And if it's not, it's the only 5-star I'm thinking about. It's the only 5-star. I need 7 to 10 business days to recover from this. I need 7 to 10 business days. However, we have to keep going with this reading vlog, and I just don't know what I'm going to do. So, this book is next. What's the reminder? Oh, the inside of this cover is stunning. Oh, it's ripped. I got a ripped one. It's kind of a bad rip, too. You see there towards the top and the middle. Fine. So, Ivy is our main character. This is a Regency era setting, but there is like a fae aspect to it, so it's like a fae prince. But what I really like about it is that it does have those Regency qualities where it's like you need to find a suitor. However, there's a twist. You can make rose bargains or whatever. You can make bargains for certain attributes. So like you can give up a favorite memory for a perfect smile, or you can give up your left hand for the ability to have excellent taste. I don't know, that wouldn't be a good bargain. I just made that up. But you can make bargains essentially to be more appealing to suitors. And our main character finds out that the prince is looking for a bride this season. So she's going to do whatever it takes to be his bride, because I guess you get a lot of money for it and that could save her family from ruin. I love Regency era books. I love the social season. I love the courtship. I love all of those kinds of things in a book. Like Bridgerton was my series. Okay, it was my series before it was even a show. And then when the show came out, I was like, oh, I need to reread these. I need to put myself back in that world. I loved the Selection series. That is my ideal trilogy. You can tell me nothing more, but nothing makes me more excited to read than a Regency era book. So I'm really excited to dive into this. This is book club book, so I will have more detailed thoughts over in my review at the end of the month there. But we only have a couple weeks left of March, so. I'm sorry, I just gasped out loud because literally she's like, she says, not you, dear, we're discussing female things, the queen says. We're left alone with the queen, who gestures for us to return to the table. There's no need for Bram to know the details of our lessons. Men are such sensitive creatures. Not like us. The firelight reflects off her tiara, and I realize I was wrong. It's not inlaid with pearls, but with human teeth. I beg your pardon, human teeth? I beg your pardon, human teeth. The way I cackled at this, the way I cackled at it. Ivy is so unfazed by like anything. She's like, blood. That hurts. Oops, not pearls, human teeth. Like, she's just like, yikes, but isn't like phased at all. And I just like, I realized I was wrong. Not pearls, human teeth. Not to get them confused. Not to get them confused, Ivy. I'm sorry, I just had to stop because I cackled at that. I'm cackling. Cackling. There is never a good angle in this car. So I just bought Simon his little treats and treasures because he's my little treasure. The greatest treasure of my life, actually, as it were. I'm just running some errands. I'm heading to a new Barnes & Noble in my town, which I didn't even know existed, but I just texted my friend about something totally unrelated, and in all caps, she was like, this Barnes & Noble just opened. It's great. It's amazing. Everything I ever wanted and dreamed of. I'm going again tomorrow. You should join me. And I said, say less, my dear, say less. So her and I are going to check it out. And at some point, I subscribed to Wild Deodorant. I don't remember doing that, but 2 more showed up today. So excited for that. But yeah, we're just gonna head to Barnes & Noble. I really want to pick up the new Hunger Games book, like the Rising and the Reaping, the Haymitch story. I want to pick up that. I want to pick up the next Ember in the Ashes book, Torch in the Night, that one. And I would love to pick up just something new, just something that would surprise me. So that's the goal for this little trip. We'll see what I accomplish. But yeah, let's head to Barnes & Noble. I'm so excited. Hi you guys, we're gonna wrap up this reading vlog. Sorry if the glare is weird on my glasses. Incoming Simon, come here buddy. I finished The Rose Bargain, and oh my goodness, I felt like the plot was going in too many different directions. I will say, I felt like she was like, this thing, but think about it later. This thing, think about it later. Ooh, think about this. And then you didn't know how they all connected until the very end. There was no breadcrumbing. There was no like connecting them throughout the book. It just felt like 4 very different things were going on in the book, and they just weren't connecting up until the very last bit. So in that sense, I don't think I liked it very much. But was it a page turner? Yes. Did it eat and leave no crumbs? Yes. Also, the romance, I don't think it was well developed enough. I think too much was happening internally for both of them, and you just weren't understanding it. So I think that was my only qualms. I will say I really liked the sister plotline, like the Lydia plotline, but again, I felt like that could have been, we could have been given clues as opposed to just like, I don't know. It's hard to say without spoilers, but I went ahead and gave this 3.75 stars. It's not quite a 4-star, but I really liked it, and I will be continuing the series. So there's that one. And to recap, what else did we read in this reading vlog? I read An Ember in the Ashes, and I gave this 4 stars. I'm obsessed. I have already started the second book. This was 4 stars for me. I really loved Elias and Laia, and I love their relationship, and I love both of their backstories, and their friendship ultimately is what like spurred on this plot, even though they didn't know each other for a large portion of the book. Loved it, and I thought it was amazing. I love the dual POV because I liked both POVs. I think that's what really sold it for me. So 4 stars for Ember in the Ashes. And the second book, guys, I'm having a good time. I also read Tokyo Yuno Station. I gave this 3 stars. Wasn't for me, but was really good writing, and I could see what the author was trying to do here. So, and then of course, Firefly Lane, 5 stars. I gave this book 5 stars because I think no one does it like Kristen Hanna. The relationships, the friendships, the different kinds of women, the different kinds of people that encounter them in their life, just all across the board, really well written, really well done. But yeah, that concludes this reading vlog. Sorry, I'm really sick, and if the glare in my glasses is getting on the screen, I'm so sorry. I'm just recovering from a cold. So a good time to wrap this up and kind of move on to the next thing. My TBR video will be out shortly after this, so you'll have another video to watch very soon. But thank you for joining me for this reading vlog. I love you so much, and I will catch you next time. Bye!